Yes, we are on top. In case nobody has told you today, you're on top. Whether it's your finances, whether it's your career, whether it's your love life or lack of, no matter what it is you're doing in life, you're on top. You're doing amazing. And we are here today to let you know just how amazing you are. It is On the Know Friday, which means that we're going to be letting you know a little bit more of some things that you don't know too much about. Lily is going to go ahead and let us know what the topic is going to be for today. I'm just excited because your girl has decided, okay? I can't let Katomi be the only one who's there busy driving around. I was there busy laughing at her as she was getting into car accidents and stuff. But I decided, you know what, at least her she can drive. Even if she's dinging the car kidogo sometimes, at least she's driving. So I actually drove this morning. I actually went on a roundabout by myself. I realized, by the way, I do better driving by myself than having a co-driver with me, telling me, turn there, turn here, just move, what's wrong with you? Are you gonna get, hey, by the way, it's pressure, but I'm happy and I'm proud of myself. You know, small wins.
I feel like you're taking away the fact that I have been drilling it into your system.
Yeah.
And you know, just drive. Just take a car, go outside, come back. You don't even have to go too far.
Yeah.
So please give me the praise first.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Thank you, Kathomi, for encouraging me to do better.
And me, thank you for?
Okay. Also encouraging me as well. By the way, she was also encouraging me as well. But you know what? It's going to be an amazing show today. Make sure you hit us up on all our socials, Ebru TV Kenya, everywhere except for Facebook, which is Ebru TV KE. But for now, it's your girl, Ayuma Khaguli.
I can tell you exactly what Lily has done. She has copied.
You have copied
my outfit. As in, even the color, even the makeup shadow, even the hairstyle.
The makeup shadow.
Yeah, the makeup shadow. The makeup shadow. Anyway, I'm kidding. Lily and I always find that we're always matching for some reason. I don't honestly understand how or why, but it's always something. We've either done the same eyes, we've done the same color clothes, or the same shoes. It's always something. So every show, make sure you tell us who is copying who, or at least what do you think that you've done that is similar. We have similarities. But anyway, my name is Kathomi. Thank you for coming through to the show. Do not forget the numbers are always down here somewhere or down here. It's, oh, yes, it's here. Why am I always pointing in the wrong direction? It's 0770-729-366. The topics are piping hot. Honestly, at this point, I'm just wondering, why are public figures, people who are supposed to be businessmen, why are they always butting their nose into social media? Have they decided that it is now time for businessmen to become socialites? I'm still wondering what is going on. And that is going to be explained a little bit more, a little better in a little bit. Anyway, welcome to the show. It's a Friday.
I've just remembered we had a cook in high school who told some two girls, you look similarity. Are you relationship? I've never forgotten that statement. But you know what? It's Friday and we are all happy to be here and giving you tea. Plus, our main topic is the most important thing today because there are privileges that go unnoticed. But you know what? The privilege is invincible to those who have it. So it's about that time that we need to start now appreciating the things that we have in life, the people that we have in life, for example, family and friends, and so on and so on. So you need to stay tuned for this and more later on. My name is Lily Asigo.
Yes. Speaking of Lily Asigo and telling us the privileges that we have, I feel like it is important for us to realize the privileges that people have on the public limelight. I am talking about Kamene Goro and her stance on mental health, or at least a statement that she put up that took a turn for the West. We have Ezekiel and Eric who are also just beefing right, left, and center. I honestly don't even understand what the point is, but you know what? We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And then Betty Kyalo has a new man. And some people, you know where they were. They were on the streets taking pictures of these people, taking videos, and sending them to their blogger. So more about that in a little bit. It's time for Hot Talk. Kamene Goro, a radio personality on one of the biggest radio stations in this country, has been castigated, has been put on a stake, has literally been set on fire by Kenyans on Twitter. And the reason why is because she said something that was a little bit, it didn't sit too well with a lot of people on Twitter, and therefore it became madness. Kamene Goro, on a very quick story, wrote these particular words. She wrote, "Mental health na hamna akili." That is the post that she wrote. It's right there with a laughy face. And then the Kenyans on Twitter took screenshots and put them on Twitter. It went from Instagram to Twitter so fast, it's hilarious. But at the end of the day, what happened is the person who actually posted this story had this to say. He said, his name is, actually, I can't catch his name, but he posted, no, he's called Bravin Yuri, who is an influencer. This is what he had to say. He said, "This post by Kamene has since been deleted. I would, however, like to tell Kamene that there is nothing funny about making fun of mental health. There is already too much stigma towards people who are undergoing mental health challenges. Use your platform for better. Posts like this one by Kamene are made accompanied by jokes made by comedians about stammering are disrespectful. There are more damage than good. When you are a public figure, you should be able to condemn mental health and the stigma and not support it." And I'm telling you, he was not the only one who had something to say. Someone else also said, when Kamene has posted, what Kamene has posted just triggered my PTSD and my anxiety. I used to look up to her since I wanted to be on radio. So sad. Turns out people who encourage us about mental health are just bullies behind the scenes. Someone else continued to say, someone actually said something which was kind of sad, or it was like a double-edged sword. It's like returning fire with fire. So they said, someone tell Kamene that the same energy she's using to stigmatize, she has used to stigmatize people who are undergoing mental health should be used to fight her obesity. Awache kukaa kama superstar drum. And this was accompanied by someone else who's like, okay, so people are fighting for mental health by fat-shaming Kamene now, who is on the right side. It's like you're trying to right a wrong with another wrong. And these are the facets that I'm actually looking at in this particular case. First of all, it honestly always feels as if people will condemn you by using things that are, are not as appealing to on you or with you or about you, right? So, for example, Kamene spoke about mental health. We don't even know whether it was a joke. We don't know whether we took it out of context. Yes, it was it was ill-placed in general. You really shouldn't be talking about things like this, considering how many people are actually suffering through these problems on a day-to-day and dealing with them daily. She shouldn't really have said that to begin with, in my opinion anyway. But at the same time, why then go from someone who's talking about mental health and then become someone who's becoming a fat shamer? That really makes no sense to me. You can't fight fire with fire, or at least this is not the kind of fire that you should be using. This isn't the ammunition that you should be using. So the questions are many. First of all, do you think this statement was taken out of context? Number two, relationship. Is there a relation between the post and something else completely out of context that then we didn't see? Or was it like an inside joke? You know, the way I can have an inside joke with people and then I post it out there and I assume everyone will understand what the story was, and yet it really isn't true. And at the same time, these jokes of mtu akikwambia hauna akili, isn't it really the same thing? Only she used English and mixed it with Kiswahili. I really honestly have so many questions. And are we really romanticizing mental health? So much so that we're getting triggered by the smallest things. I really have so many questions about this whole story. So I'll direct it to you guys. What do you think?
I think we are way too sensitive. This is not a meme that she made herself. This is something that's been circulating all over social media. And I actually saw that like it was something that was already being posted by other people. And I think she honestly was just, scrolling through social media. She saw that meme. She laughed. She thought it was funny. And she posted it on her platform. Now, if it was somebody else that was not Kamene, if it was somebody else who was just a regular, ordinary person with, let's say, 1,000 followers on Instagram, they would not be trending on Twitter. We would not be calling them fat. We would not be calling them an elephant. We would not be talking about anything else. People would have just looked at that meme, laughed, and moved on. I honestly think Kamene is in this state where people are just waiting for an opportunity to say something negative. Any opportunity. The moment she just slips a little bit, people are looking for an opportunity to now tear her down and bring her down, because In my opinion, as Ayuma Khaguli, this was not that serious. Yes, there's people who have mental health issues out there. Yes, there's people who are triggered by, you know, these types of jokes and everything. But I think majority of the people that were there making her trend on Twitter were just there to talk about her. We're just there to talk about her, her fatness. And if all the things that you can look at her and try to nitpick and find something negative, and all you can find is her body, I think she's doing well then.
She's doing
She's doing very, very well. And I'm just like, honestly, this might have been a not so smart decision to make in terms of putting out that joke. But honestly, it was just a joke, people, in my opinion.
Well, it wasn't a joke to the first person who posted this meme. Let's say she's the 50th person. But the first person who posted this meme, it's like they have a friend who has mental illness, but they think like, Lily anapenda kujifanya hapa, it's mental illness, and indeed she ana akili. You get, like, ni akili huna, it's not about mental illness. And we do have types of mental disorder. That is clinical depression. I just want you to see that haina nini na akili, they're different. There's clinical depression, which is a mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities, causing significant impairment in daily life. We have anxiety disorder, a mental health disorder characterized by feelings of worry, anxiety, or fear that are strong enough to interfere with one's daily activities. We have bipolar disorder, which is a disorder associated with episodes of mood swings ranging from depressive lows to manic highs.
We've had this episode
so
which you can refer to.
All of them are not like it's now at shida ya akili. Like anxiety is not shida ya akili. So let's stop, and let's stop overthinking when we see memes and everything else. And also we should stop body shaming. She is a very beautiful woman just the way she is. And she's successful. I think you're watu sana. Because she's making moves. Anyway, moving on to drama. The drama between Ezekiel Mutua and Eric Omondi. I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. Because now Ezekiel Mutua has decided to go for interviews. And this is what he had to say. Hakuna pesa alitoa Eric Omondi because Eric Omondi allegedly, actually I was there. Eric Omondi gave Bahati some money on stage, but according to Ezekiel Mutua, hiyo ilikuwa ni story. Hakuna pesa alitoa. Eric Omondi ni maskini bana. Hizo ni sarakasi tu za kujionyesha. Iliwekwa account gani kama ilikuwa pesa za ukweli? Wanafanya hizo sarakasi kukejeli serikali, lakini hakuna pesa ya ukweli. Hao watu wote ni maskini wa kusaidia. Unasikia hao watu wote? It's like he's generalizing artists. Hao watu wote ni maskini wa kusaidia, hakuna pesa wanaweza toa. Mbona hakuwa amepatia mbeleni, alingoja sisi tuondoe ndio yeye sasa atoe. Hana hata 100 hata 10,000 ya kupatia watu. Wasanii, umesikia, wasanii wanaumia. Na yeye ni muombaji na sarakasi tu, na hizo sarakasi ndio zinawafanya waende into depression. They want to play big, kuonyesha that they are big na hawako sawa. We talk to them, we know their records and their accounts, we know how they operate and who is making money. I'm just wondering, how do you know my account? Isn't that private? That's private information. How do you know that I don't have money or I have money? But anyway, he goes on to say, yeye anatengeneza pesa wapi, ndio maana wanaangalia hii mambo ya umalaya unless useless content. This is someone using this kind of words kwa interview, which is going to go public. And when you do something negative, and you do something negative, he comes for you. So I don't know, you be the judge. Useless content, your wife material, because he can only thrive on those sides. But I real sense the content that has money is the one that is good for family and children. Wambie akonyeshe record pesa anatoa wapi na alienda wapi, akapewa real money, blah blah blah. Eric Omondi nani hakunyamaza. Eric Omondi said, enough is enough. We have to stop this nonsense. All the money I make through blood and sweat, most of the money you make is through misappropriation of public funds. Kama mimi ni maskini, basi we ni mwizi wa pesa za serikali. You promised Mulamwa only to withdraw at the last minute. Then you did the same thing with Bahati, only to let him down on the day of his event. I had to come through for him like a true brother, but you are a pathological liar, Daktari. I'm currently in Dar es Salaam, about to make history, filling up National Stadium and making money while at it. I promise you, by the time I come back in Kenya, I will ensure that you are not occupying that office by September. You cannot call on an entire industry maskini ambao hawajiwezi. Hawa ni vijana ambao wanajitumia ili wapate chakula. Enough. Well, I don't know if Eric Omondi has the power to remove this guy from his seat. That one, I don't know. But what I know is that everyone ni maskini. That is why we have banks to take loans and everything else. So all of us, whether you're in the government or what, we are all maskinis. That is why we're coming to work every single day to get money. So this is an art. And you can't just like tell someone, oh, we know you don't have money, and we are busy looking for that money. Yes, we don't have money. We're busy looking for it. That is why we're doing whatever we are doing. And let's be frank. The kind of content that we get on our TV stations and everything else is not clean per se, because if we end up doing the same thing on our TV with our Kenyan people, then it's a mess. But the things that we are shown on YouTube, everywhere else, it is just, I don't know, it's just the way it is. But what I need to say is that there are so many types of support. It can be physical, financial, and emotional. So when you take that support from someone, which is financial support, and I'm able to support them financially, why not chip in? Me don't see the nini. Misioni ubaya. So Eric Omondi had to do what he had to do because he's in the industry and he understands just how important it is to get this kind of support.
Definitely. Lily has said it all, literally taken the words out of my mouth. My only thing is, so we give Ezekiel a show, keeping up with Kenyan government officials. You know what I mean? Because at this point, I feel as if he wants to become a celebrity.
Him and Jamal, it feels like they're
he wants
all
to become
going
a celebrity. He wants to be an influencer.
Socialite.
He wants to be a socialite. He wants to be in the public eye. That's why he's there busy doing interviews and everything. So remove him from KFCB and put him over there on a reality TV show. Then we can follow his life properly.
And in fact, show us better content. This content you keep saying is so amazing because clearly it's in your head. Please show it to us.
You know what, though? You can let us know your thoughts on this whole entire matter. I've just been told that tutafungiwa show because we're here on TV over here and they're talking so negatively about him. So let me know what you think about this whole situation. 0770-729-366 is the WhatsApp number. Well, yeah, Ezekiel, I'm sorry. I take it back.
Yes.
I take it back.
Apologies.
Kinda. But then now we have Betty Kyalo over here who has her whole business is out here in the streets, and it's been aniquad that she has a brand new man. Let me tell you, it is all going down on Edgar Obara's Instagram stories, and the balcony paparazzi are out there watching and leering and looking behind bushes and taking videos. And this lady went ahead, or man, I'm not sure who it is, but they went and even took pictures over there from the balcony. They know the times that she shows up to meet this man. They know when she sleeps over. They know how long she stays over there. And they even went ahead and took pictures. And of course, we're able to find out who the man is. He goes by the name of Nick Ndenda. And he's not the same Nick of the 7-year relationship. Don't get it confused. This man is a lawyer with a long, glorious, luscious beard, giving us all types of dark and handsome over there. And a lot of people were kind of feeling like, why are we even anikaing her right now? She is a single woman, if you don't forget. And why should we be the ones who are saying to you whether or not she should be in a relationship or not? I really felt a little bit salty about this situation because I'm just like, she's going out on a date. She's dating somebody. She's in a relationship with this person. Even if she was not, why is it our business? And I love what she was able to say on her Instagram where she said, weh, and yeah, how do you sit on your balcony following other people's lives? Hadi unajua saa ya kurudi home. Loneliness is real, Aki. And honestly, I just think it's loneliness. Have we lost what to do? If you're so bored, so even go and sleep. I love sleep. I love to take naps. I can't imagine myself sitting on the balcony waiting and seeing when is Betty Kyalo going to come and show up with her man, because this person had super receipts. I don't know, but I'm just hoping that she's happy and continue being with your man, girl. Now you can even just show us on social media because now we know him. Just post the pictures.
You know, we've talked about dating and the definition of dating. You see multiple people until finally you decide that I want to settle down with this particular person. Betty has been open more than once that she does not want to get married. So can we just leave her alone and stop stalking her? Let's have a life of our own.
In all honesty, I feel like we have motivation for the wrong reasons. So all this energy that we normally keep taking people's videos, taking photos of people, investigating their lives so hard that it becomes like a whole thing. I think we need to kind of divert that energy to something else. As Lily has said, we're all broke. Why not work hard?
I'm not broke.
Okay,
I
fine.
rebuke that in Jesus' name. I'm very rich.
Let me rephrase. We're all going through tough financial times because of this whole corona situation. So I feel like we need to have motivation for the right reasons as opposed to trying to anika people in public. Okay, fine, she trends today, and then tomorrow we've forgotten about that. She has a new man, she trends again. Are we really, really that invested in having the same conversation about the same person multiple times? We've spoken about Betty Kyalo before with whoever she was, and then again some people taking screenshots asking whether that's her voice in the background when someone was doing a live. I mean, surely, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's get motivated for the right reasons. Anyway, Betty Kyalo, keep winning, keep making your money, keep getting your love, and I love the fact that she came back saying, oh, Mina Pendwa. I loved every single story she did after the fact. She's like, niendeleni kusema sijui mnafanyiwa nini, mnapatiwa udaku, blah, blah, blah. Mimi napendwa. It's such a bold way, and this is what is supposed to be done. Let's not cower when we get insulted or when we get people coming at us. Let's come out boldly and become better. So keep doing your thing, girl.
Yeah, Betty Kyalo is doing her thing. She's a happy soul, so let's leave it at that. But right now, we want to answer your questions, and thank you so much for trusting us with your questions. It's time for Ask the Girls. If your mother happens to leave you when you are in class 1, and then she comes back when you finish Form 4 with another man who is not your father, and who's not providing, expecting you to provide for both of them, will you be cool with that? Will you be cool with that? Let us know on 0770 729 366. Well, I don't know how this person is feeling because I do not have that scar. I still have both parents who love me. They're still together. But all I can say is, what do you want in your life? Do you want that motherly love still? How old are you? Is your mother suffering? If she's suffering and you have the ability to help her, then just help her. You can forgive her and move on and not be in constant communication. But fact remains, she is your mother. And now that you know that her situation, if you don't help her out, it's going to disturb you. Every day you're just going to be thinking like, ooh, how is my mom? How is she doing? But I just don't know. I don't know what to tell you, by the way.
You know, it's really sad because like the trauma that we experience from our parents at a young age can really affect us in our adult life tremendously. That's why that whole thing of mommy issues, daddy issues, it's real. It really does affect you in your adult life. And if you don't get it sorted out, it will continue affecting you. So my first response was like, girl, don't help them out. What do you mean? You abandoned me in class 1 and now you want to come back for my help and everything. You can go sort yourself out. You ask that man over there to help you, blah, 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 all of that stuff. But putting all that energy into being negative and also giving them the same revenge and the same bad energy can only hurt you in the end. Because yes, she wasn't feeling that bad when she left you. I don't think she'll be feeling that bad as well as you're there busy being so upset with her. You know what I mean? I think honestly, I don't think you should give them money, but I don't think you should be negative towards them either. I think you need to love and accept your mom for who she is, and you can still love them from afar. You know, that's my mother, and she'll always be my mother, and I'll always, you know, love and respect her, but I don't need her to be in my space, and I don't need her and her new partner to also be in my space. If God touches you, and you know God is a miracle working God, and he makes miracles every single day. If he just touches you and you feel the need to go ahead and give financially, do it. But if you don't feel the need to give financially, don't feel bad about it. I wouldn't feel bad about it. I would just love them from afar.
Okay, first of all, let me go to the animal kingdom for a minute. If you see a lion and the lion sees a weak little lamb, it's just walking over there looking all weak, you think the lion will go, oh, poor thing, you're not doing too well. Okay, go, scatter. I'll find someone strong for me to eat up. Nope. The same way, people can take advantage of you once they find out you have a weakness. And in this particular case, unfortunately, according to my perspective, she's not just come with her, but she's come with a whole other man. That's 2 people. It means one of 2 things. One, she's realized that you actually have mommy issues. You feel the need to get that love back from her, or you're trying to remedy that whole, you know, her being away for a long time, and it's presented a weakness that is so strong and evident that you will do anything to keep her around. That's the problem. and hence she will drop everything else and take every advantage. Unfortunately, this really sounds like the situation that you're in. And number two, it could just be that she's going through a bad state and you're slightly financially okay, and now she's like, okay, fine. If she's doing okay and she keeps trying to help me, which it could be the situation, you keep helping or you keep trying to give that insinuation of like, oh, it's okay, I can take care of it. Oh, send me 10K. Oh, it's okay, I'll send it to you in a bit. If you're breaking your back to be able to take care of them, no one wants to say no to money. No one will ever say no to help. So if you keep doing it with the goodness of your heart, she will keep taking. So please, start to analyze that situation. Are you showing weakness, or are you just really in a better financial position that you're okay giving them that money? Either way, there's a problem here and you need to talk to someone about it. That's all I have to say anyway.
What advice do you have for our viewer? Let us know. What would you do if you're in that situation where your mother and her brand new boyfriend wants help from you financially after abandoning you during your whole childhood life? We want to hear from you. Let us be our brothers and sisters keeper. We're going to go ahead and take a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to go through some of your messages. We can see all your messages over here. Dan from Bamburi, Mombasa, we see you. Continue sending those messages. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Let's Talk, and we're loving all the feedback we're getting from you on our WhatsApp number. Judy Peary, we see you with your niece Eva. Please shout her out. Eva, thank you so much for watching the show. I also have someone here saying, this is V from Meru saying, can't wait to hear what you have for us today. #1 talk show in Africa. Girl, thank you for gassing us up. Akiambia Ayuma nakapwa sana nimeambiwa. Aki asante gosh, guy. Lily unatoa wapi nguvu ya kukaa mrembo hivyo?
Asante.
And Kathomi, you are also beautiful. Thank you so much. But on the story over there, we have someone saying, ati Kamene did nothing wrong. Karibu Kenya na tabia za wa Kenya. Kwani ni kesho? That's Tunji, the comedian.
See someone else saying, good evening, ladies. This is Emma James, actually. I feel like, Lily, you had an important point to emphasize about Emma James, so you do it.
Emma James, ati watching the show from Mombasa, lakini Eric na Mtua, wanaulizana nini surely. I think Eric should marry his daughter. I think respect can be there. Maybe he ni part ya comedy. Katz from Limuru says, hi, girls. I hope you are all well. Ayuma, that hair is gold. Tell us where you're going for a date. Don't waste that look. Are you going somewhere?
I would let me text my man over here. Let's go somewhere real quick. Huh?
Hashtag date night.
Yeah, she goes on to say, Betty Kyalo is Kenyan's J-Lo. People are just idle. Let us enjoy the tea. Also, Beatrice Njogu from Karen says, hi, girls. Loving the show. Mnaka Fury. Kathomi, my all-time, since she's my idol and favorite. And we wish you a happy birthday because on Sunday, I'm turning 20. Please wish me, guys.
All right.
Birthday,
Beatrice from Jogu. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Beatrice. Happy birthday to you. Hey, keep the messages coming. Carol from Laikipia, we see you saying, you ladies look amazing. There is no sense of humor in mental health matters. The same way Kamene is struggling with her weight is the same way people struggle with mental health. That is a very good point. We see someone else saying, Betty Kyalo, keep winning. Thumbs down for that. Thumbs down to that stalker. Betty's entitled to date whoever she wishes to date. Someone else from Zima says, Kathomi, I just love your theatrics on the set. I think you're super hilarious. Be all the way honest. To be all the way honest, you're the reason I rush home to watch this. Oh, thank you very much, Shiko. Love it. Mama Stacy, we love you. You're always tuned in saying, I know I have a big heart and I admire your courage. And she's speaking about Betty Kyalo saying that they are now age mates. And finally, I see someone saying, hi, cuties. I think that's what they meant to say. Hi, cuties. Looking... Ayuma, please help.
This is Nesilian over here saying,
loving the show.
Yeah, loving the show. I think the girl should help her mom. Family should come first no matter what. She just has to forgive the mom if she's financially stable. You know what? Everybody has their own opinion. Continue sending in those opinions. But right about now, it's time for On the Know Friday. Today we are talking about the privilege that we have that goes unnoticed. With all the drama that's going on in the world, with COVID, with stress just from family, friends, financials, it's so easy to get wrapped up in all of that and not even realize just how privileged we are, just how many things that we take for granted that other people would not take for granted. And because this is on the No Friday, we're actually trying to make it a Thanksgiving Friday. You know, let's be thankful and grateful for some of the privileges that we have. And one of those privileges that so many of us have that we're not even taking advantage of is therapy. Let me tell you, so many people would wish they can be able to talk to a counselor, a psychologist, or a psychiatrist just to help them go through so many of their mental health issues. And if you're in that, if you have that chance to go ahead and speak to a therapist and go through therapy, you definitely need it. And even if you don't have mental health issues, I definitely think therapy is one of those things that everybody can benefit from. And if you're not able to go and get it from somebody professionally, you can also get it from your family and friends. Just make sure you pick wisely the person that you're going to get that therapy from. But it really does help when you have somebody else who is not really a part of your life, look at the issues and the problems that you have and help you decipher and get your life all the way in order.
Absolutely. There is a big matter that we keep taking advantage of or assuming is normal for everyone. You know, there are people who are not able to express themselves publicly, you know, show public displays of affection to their partners simply because the world does not understand or the world does not take up that as normal. In fact, in our country here, if you're trying to kiss people in public, you will be caught, you will be put in a very uncomfortable situation. And among other problems, the group of people that are trying to get it, you know, legalized, you know, the community that we're always talking about, that for them is completely illegal in this country. So they cannot express themselves. So take a moment and reflect upon the fact that you can actually hug your partner in public, hug whoever in public, you know, do other mannerisms of things. We've seen you in the malls. We know what you do. So that is a privilege we shouldn't take for granted.
Are you actually a PDA person? Because like I was really thinking about it, and I don't know, like, I think maybe like the Africanism has really engaged me when it comes to that. Because in my mind, I'm just thinking, now why are you kissing outside over here? So you just left the same house together, you know? Like, I don't know, there's something about it. I'm just like, I understand. No, listen, I understand and I think it's cute. But part of me is also like, see, we know you're in a relationship.
Have you ever been a side chick? You're hanging out with someone, he's sitting over there 500 meters away from you because you don't want anyone to know that you're together. You can't touch them, you can't hug them, you can't do any kind of physical intimacy because, my friend, she's not experienced that. But you know what, as a parent, I feel like we normally take it for granted when we get good house helps. Someone who can just take good care of your children, keep your house in order for you when you're busy. You need to work and provide for your family. I feel like we don't appreciate them enough because getting a good house help is not an easy task. Yeah, so we need to appreciate that.
Definitely. Another thing that we really need to appreciate, those who you have your parents still in your life, that are active in your life, that are good parents and good role models, you really need to appreciate them. And at this point, I'm even talking to myself, you know, because when you really think about, when we see this story over here about this young lady whose mom abandoned her at class 1 and now afterwards is here asking for money and everything, I could not imagine how painful that must be. And after this show, I'm gonna call my mom and just be like, hey, mom, I just love you and I appreciate you. It's so important. And especially when you become an adult, those conversations with your parents kind of dwindle. And as you start to get your own life and everything, and it's just important to go ahead and check up on your parents. You literally had them your whole entire life. And then now as you become an adult, they can't even get a hello.
Absolutely. And I completely agree with the fact that that is something that we take such you know, we take it for granted so much and every single day. If you have your parents and you can talk to them and you can call them and have an actual conversation as in your mother-daughter or your mother, you know, son relationship, that is, or your father-son, father-daughter relationship, that is something that is absolutely perfect. Because trust me, some of us are in the ghetto. And I will tell you my stories one day, just not today. Anyway, another thing that I feel like this one affected me super deep, and I really need to start doing more of appreciating it, is buying a drink or a snack at the spur of the moment. As in, you're just walking into a shop, you see some, you know, Jolly Ranchers over there, or you see a cookie, a cookie, and you have the money. You can pay for it and you eat it. Allah.
You don't have to count it into the budget. Cookie,
exactly.
coffee.
There was a time I was in that situation where I had to account for every single penny. You're wondering, is it really necessary for me to buy a coffee for 300 shillings? Yet I can spend this 300 shillings and this could be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Am I kidding? And now I'm just taking it for granted. Hallelujah. I need to start pinching myself and being happy about that. And you should too. Unaona tu njugu wenye watu wanapitanga nao na tu crips. You think everyone has that 20 bob, that 30 bob to buy it? No. So appreciate those small things.
Yeah, and to add on to that, it's also a privilege to have 3 meals a day. We have people who go for a whole week without eating.
Imagine.
We have others who go for 2 weeks without eating and even having water. So if you can have, if you're having 3 meals a day, then good job. Start appreciating whoever that is in your life that is providing for you. And if you're providing for yourself, good job. Another thing that we do take for granted is when we have 2 parents who are very good to us, like Wewe. Can you start appreciating them? We have people who have lost their parents, lost their siblings, and the person who is the breadwinner. So let's start appreciating them. And the Bible is very clear. Obey your parents, and this is the nini. It has a promise.
This is the only, children, obey your parents. And because this is the only commandment with a promise. Yes.
Yeah, see, commandment with a promise.
Something else we should really be grateful for, especially the ladies, I know you're really going to be able to feel me, is having sanitary products.
Ooh,
and we are in one of those countries that not a lot of women have access to those sanitary products as well, you know? And until now, they're even just increasing the tax on to those products, as if we don't have enough struggles on our own, you know what I mean? And honestly, if you're in a position to help other people, you should be able to help them. You should be able to try to, you know, give to different organizations and different schools, and especially these areas that, like, you know, in the outskirts of our country where the girls are really struggling to just be able to do their day-to-day activities whenever their menstrual periods come each and every month.
Yeah, especially in high school. You remember those that you had a very specific amount of things that you used to carry to go to school, and then suddenly you have a very long period and suddenly all your pads are gone and nobody has them and everyone is just struggling and scrambling. These are small things that we really need to take advantage of, or at least be grateful for. Something else. You know, there's a whole song about this. Nepa no bring light oh, Nepa no bring light oh. People in Nigeria, they always have generators because electricity is a problem. There is ever nothing. It's always just a struggle to get it. And even in this, our country.
That's what I was about to say. You know, I was like, I want to be grateful for it.
Our country. Whoa, in our country, people go for without power for so long. Girl, I can tell you my struggles living on the end of, you know, Kangundo Road. I can tell you for free. When you hear things like power rationing, that is not a joke. As in, power is gone at 7 a.m. and it will come back at 9 p.m. They do not play about these things. So if you're in a place where there is power and at least you have access to power, you can charge your phone, you can be able to communicate to people. You forget there's a whole show that we had on radio and I couldn't come because my phone had gone off and there was no power. You forget very quickly. You know, these are small things we really need to take, not to take for granted because it is not a joke.
Yeah, and also let's appreciate being healthy mentally because people are suffering. And treating mental illness is not cheap. So if you're just okay, you've not been diagnosed by having mental issues, please kneel down, pray to God, and thank Him because it is such a huge thing, and it actually affects friendships, it affects families, and also yourself. When you have a mental issue, you're not functioning as normal people. Yeah.
Let me tell you, in these times of Corona, okay, when everybody is just being fired left, right, and center, people are being retrenched, all of this is happening, do you still have a job? Can you thank God for the fact that you have that job? Do you have a hustle? Do you have a business? Are you an entrepreneur? Do you have a form of income? You honestly need to be able that you have that job. Even if you're able to quit that job that you don't like, you should also be very thankful to that. So many people they're struggling in jobs that they hate, but they have to sit there in that job and just because they need to bring home money at the end of the day. So if you have a job, number one, be thankful for it. Even if you don't like it, be thankful. And then if you're the lucky few who can just quit up and leave your job and know that you'll still be okay, can you please tell me the prayers that you're taking? You know, the prayers that you're making, please share them with us.
Another thing that, again, I feel like is a personal issue is birth control. Listen, how many people have actually gone to the point where they've given birth to children simply because they couldn't afford to get an after pill, simply because they couldn't afford to use, you know, different forms of contraception, including buying a condom for like 10 bob. How many people have ended up becoming parents?
There's condoms for 10 bob.
Where? I'm telling you, the struggles in this our country, you will only know them when you're in the bundus. My point is, there are people who have many, many problems. People who also haven't had the chance to see a gynecologist ever in their life because they can't afford it. People who do not have the ability to know what is going on with their bodies, and they end up having so many complications. I have a really close friend who ended up having getting early menopause because of this particular issue. They couldn't be able to go to a gynecologist, and they had an infection, and it just went on for so long that eventually their womb just shut down, and now at 16, they couldn't be able to have children. Like, they went and they got that. Eventually, when they went to the hospital, they got diagnosed with, like, it's a condition, but it's technically early menopause. And so these are things that honestly, we really need not to take for granted. If you have access to 100 bob to buy an after pill, please, thank God. If you have that 100 shillings to do, you know, 10 bob to buy condoms, thank God. If you can be able to see a gynecologist even once a year, thank God. It is, trust me, it is not a joke out here.
Yeah, and also if you're able to conceive, please, thank God. We have people who are struggling, and it is very expensive. Another one is if you've had a childhood, please, that's a privilege. We have people who are suffering, who lost their parents, and they are forced to now step up and be like the mom or the dad. And when they become adults, they realize that, by the way, I've never had a childhood. So if you're able to play with other kids, your neighbors, if you're able to just go to nursery school, play with the rest of the kids, it's such a huge privilege.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm honestly really thankful, while we are in Kenya, as much as we complain about not being able to say certain things, we honestly do have a freedom of speech over here. The fact that we're talking about certain members of government who shall not be named, yeah, and we can freely express our opinion about our government, we should be honestly really, really thankful, because in other countries, you say the wrong word about somebody, that's the end of your life. You're going to just disappear, no one will hear from you again, and no one will ask any questions. So we should honestly use our power of freedom of speech for the right thing. Not to connive people over there on Twitter, okay? And not busy body shaming other people. Let's hold the people accountable in government. Elections are coming up just the next day. And I don't want to have the same stories crying over here. Oh, our leader didn't do this, our leader didn't do that, our leader didn't do this. But you are so happy when they gave you a t-shirt during elections. You are so happy with that 50 bob. 50 bob. And if you're an important person, 200 bob. Surely. That's all that you need to be given so that someone can have 5 years of literally ruining the country. Let's do better.
I feel like today there are a lot of these things that I'm taking for granted, and I'm realizing, by the way, I have jokes. Another one is swimming. You know, I can never forget this conversation I had with someone. I'm like, oh my God, I really want to go swimming. And I have to, you know, make plans, you know, do all of these things. And they were like, so just go. I'm like, Allah, you think everyone has a swimming pool outside their house? No, some of us actually had to go to places like, you know, schools and places which had public pools where you could pay and then swim. And you, again, do you have that 1,500 shillings to go swimming every day? No. So whenever you get a chance and you see us sunbathing, you see us posting videos of us in the water, you need to say thank God and bless your heart, because these are privileges that weren't afforded to us earlier on in our lives. And again, every single thing that you have in your life that you overlook. Lily has mentioned food. Ayuma has mentioned here people not collecting. She has forgotten. But garbage collection is an actual problem as well, among many other things. Be grateful. Thank God or whoever you worship, and let's move on, because life is good, but we can make it better. Now, speaking about making things better, we have an interesting game today, so let's do it. It's time for game. Okay, the game is simple, and the rules of the game even simpler. The game is called Guess the Animal Sound. So our gracious producers and directors will be playing a sound, and we have to guess what animal that sound is coming out of. Okay? Let's do this. Wait, that sounds like a goat.
I think it's a cow. All right, let's see. What is the answer? I believe.
Stag? Okay.
What's a stag even? Is it a moose?
It's an antler. Yeah, a male antler.
Oh.
I mean, a male moose at the end.
Lion.
Or tiger. Me, I'm saying
that's very heavy. It's a lion.
Or a tiger?
Lion.
I'm going to say tiger or lion.
No,
it's a lion. Yay!
All right, let's see. Next one.
Goose.
Punda.
Goose. That's either a goose or a turkey.
Duck.
Donkey.
A goose or a turkey.
Either donkey or duck.
A goose.
Nice. The cameraman told me to say goose. I mean donkey.
Donkey. An eagle, and specifically a bald eagle.
Yeah, I believe so, right?
Yeah.
What was that? An eagle? I'm not sure.
Or just a bird in general.
An eagle!
Hey, look at us.
Frog. Definitely a frog. Jinx. Frog.
That was a frog for sure. Which one was it?
A frog. Ribbit.
And we have the last one. Let's see.
A crow. A crow. It's a crow.
Once you said it, I was like, yeah, I think it's a crow.
Yeah.
Right?
Boom! Shagalaga. All those many times I go to the park, they have been rewarded today.
I have one. Can I do it?
Yeah.
What's that?
A rooster.
A rooster.
The Luya in her has to know how to do that.
Hey.
If you were playing along with us, how many of them did you get right or wrong? We can see the city dwellers and those ones over there who are there in Ushago and the Luyas in the building. You can tell who is who over here. I can still see some of your messages over here on our WhatsApp number. Davis from Busia, we see you saying congratulations on what? I don't know on what congratulations, but just living life in general. Thank you so much. We have Ronnie and someone else saying, my first time, the one in black is so lovely. Why, thank you very much.
The one in black goes by the name Ayuma Khaguli.
What are you saying, Cha? It's Khaguli.
Ayuma Khaguli.
Anyway, though, it's been an amazing show. Hope you've enjoyed the show as much as we have. And honestly, let's be thankful and grateful for all the small little wins that we have in our lives, whether it's big or small. Let's continue to keep a grateful and thankful heart. Hope you've enjoyed the show as much as we have. We'll go out there and have an amazing weekend. And don't forget to make stories for Monday. It's your girl, Ayuma Khaguli on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.
Absolutely. My name is Kathomi, which you can catch me on every social media platform, including Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, but mostly on Instagram. And my takeaway for this weekend is, again, do we have to wake up so early for us to make money? As in, what is this world coming to? Anyway, have an amazing weekend.
My name is Lily Asigo. We do have a live at
8:45
on my page, which is Lily Asigo on Instagram.
Have an amazing weekend.
Ladies, we're on